16 years I stick it out, even though it was a lot of up and down. But um, I don't mind hard work. I don't mind dieting. I don't mind, preparing a competition. But it's always and get to either 2 weeks or 2 days before, or even though like 24 hours before the show, I always fight within myself first. This week chie is always coming up. I just don't know what it is, but so again this time it came. My week chie started to dwell in far as a more negative mind came into my mind, and then just my body was not responding like how I wanted to. Last two shows this year, Arnold, and the last year North American, I know I was on. I'd be like, okay, I can do this. But this time, and my body wasn't respond like how I wanted to. So I was kind of waiting to see either am I too tired, or retain too much water, or I need to cover up more. And so, a lot of things going through my mind, and then but try not to speak up so much about negativity. And so, but when I was talking to, well, he don't like to I call him coach, but to Earl about how my body feels, and actually, at those times, like you don't want to hear anything like a hash word, like you're not gonna win, or why you gotta be so negative. More so, okay, oh, you be okay, but no, that's not Earl. So I already know that. And he said, why always at coming to this point, and you got you have it, but you just don't see it. And then what happened is that your mind started going towards the negative, but your body responding just like that. Why I'm retain water, and then your body retain water. More you stress, more you get nervous, you retain water. And then so when he told me, you have such a strong mind, but you using towards more negative. Why don't you just change it to the more towards the positive? And I started thinking, I say, yeah, he's right. Why I'm going to keep on looking at what I don't have? Instead, what can I do with this last 12 hours before I go on the stage? What can I do? And then so that was a fight. I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry so bad. And because this pandemic and the coronavirus, at the convention center, it's like your trainer can go in. It's just only competitors. So I was by myself. I have a food and everything, and but I was so tired. I'm trying to pump up with my resistance band and poles, but my body wasn't just not responding how I wanted to. I had to FaceTime Earl, my coach, and I said, hey, I don't know what it is, but my body's not, I'm so tired, I can't even flex. And he said, do you have any sugar? Well, I said, of course, I always carry, that's the time, like, if I have a chance, I want to have a muffins and chocolates and a candy. I mean, all of that. But so I had a bag, about 15 peanut butter cookie was on it. I have in my the suitcase. So I was okay. Let's get this cookie down and see how body going to respond. Or was saying that just to eat the cookie, get some rest, like 15-20 minutes, maybe take a nap. That's just enough time from the hotel to the tent. So we compete outside. Outside was raining, so they had the shuttle bus waiting for us. Get on the shuttle bus, and then went to the tent, which is where the stage is set up. So, I was more so, this is a gamble. I never carb up with a whole bunch of cookies. I don't know how my body was going to respond. I also had a potato chips as well. And so I just ate them all. So I had 15 cookies. I was just eating like a cookie monster. And I ate the whole bag of chips. Bag of potato chips I had in a sandwich bag. And I said, okay, let me meditate, pray God, and just to calm down and take a nap for about 15 minutes. And when I wake up and I started to posing, and I started to feel my muscle become alive. I was like, okay, now I can start feeling, my shoulder gets tighter, and because you so depleting the water, your skin just wrapping around your body like a saran wrap. So that once you have a food and the carb up, and then now you started to feel the muscle expand, So, okay, I said, I can do this, but I need to fight it. And to keep up with my positive mindset, hey, I can't be loser, like I'm going to just win and then not, go on the stage and then do my best. So instead of, be like that, I said, let me fight it until the end.
Tell them you're taking questions.
Well, I'm just kind of talking. And
I know.
Why would you?
Do it. Just let them know you're taking questions, so they can give you questions. I see you got a lot.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm going to ask them if you want a question. You wanted to know how it was, right? So, but anyway, so when I got to the backstage and started to, to pump up and posing, and I can start to see my muscle just coming up, and then I can start to see the line again. Now, I will say this, it's not as much as when I was at the Arnold, but it was 50% better than that morning. And so I said, okay, let me just do it. I'm a muscle Nadeshiko, which is my nickname in Japan, and I will not give up. I said, coming to this point, I just gotta get on it and do my best and see how it goes. And we got out on the stage, and they moved me from right to the left and right to the left, and they positioned me in the middle, which is, a lot of people that compete before, a lot of time in the prejudging, not all the time, but a lot of time in the prejudging, the first place goes in the middle. So I said, I was telling myself, I was like, okay, wait a minute, I am in the middle. But because the last 3 times I placed a second place, so, my mind was like, okay, don't get too excited yet. And, but when I got off the stage, I was literally shaking because that was such a fight. I literally wanted to cry at the hotel before we got on the bus. So from that to actually placing in the first place, that was, I don't know, you guys watch it streaming in North American this year, but I was literally shaking when they called my name at last, my number, 410. The last time when I got a call in the first place was 8 years ago, 2012 at the Wings Over Strength in Chicago Pro, and I won that show. So 8 years took from that last time to place in the first place. So I was just literally shaking, and but more so what was the really still just in my head was when they say the new IFBB Pro chie. So that was just I'm still just thinking about it, I get goosebumps. So that's how I went, and I am so happy, and I'm so appreciate everyone gave me so many kind of message. you deserve it. You know, fought it for a long time and things like that. But a lot of time, I don't think a lot of people understand why it took so long. That's why on one of my posts saying that because I am a citizen in Japan, they couldn't compete a national show, and that they changed the rule last year, and so we can compete any national show in this country, and which is I did it. So thank you everyone, and I totally appreciate it, and I'm still enjoying my moment. But now I got it back. I started back training this today, and you know, I don't mind hard work. I've been doing that for a long time. So now go towards more so as a pro, and be competitive, and now I can finally represent my country, Japan. That was always my ultimate goal, that I wanted to be like a Hidetada Yabangishi. Since when I met Hide back in 2006, I wanted to be just like him. And so, you know, I am just kind of, I didn't want to forget this moment, and to take my time and to kind of, you know, what is my plan next, you know, what I want to do and how I want to become, how I want to represent my country. And I've been doing a tour myself in Japan 2 weeks at a time, and once or twice every year for the last 9 years. And now I can actually go back as a pro to do my tour next year, because of this year, because of Corona, there, you know, we can travel. So I am really looking forward to it next year, what I can do for my country and represent in the U.S. Now, we can actually take that question.
Yeah, if they have any
right?
questions.
If you have any question, I would like to take it, and if I can answer it. Thank you, Daphne. Hi, thank you, Michael Mendoza. These people are always, your guys been, you know, be there so for a long time. Follow my Instagram or Facebook, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. And like I said, if you wanted to ask me some type of a question.
Let me ask you something. What has been your motivating factor the last, you've been competing since 2003. What has been your motivating factor of just keep going no matter what? What is that? Where does that come from? What is driving you with that?
Well, of course, I will tell you the truth. I actually told Earl that about 3 weeks before this North American, I was thinking about not doing this show because it was tough. I mean, I have been doing like a routinely once or twice a year. I've been competing, and I placed a second place or third place, second place. So I know I can do it. It is just the fact that I have to go over this last hurdle, and but I didn't know I had it in me. But to me, it's never in my dictionary giving up. So I need to accomplish what I set up for in the first time. And if I came this far, I'm just going to keep on going. And that was it. So I didn't really necessarily like, I gotta win. It's more so I need to do my best. I wanted to be, you know, become the best that I can be. That was more so my thing. So why I pushed this so hard? Because I think I also promised a lot my country and back in Japan when I did seminar. I did my high school in front of 600 kids. I had a speaking engagement. And I said, next time I come back to speaking, I said I will be as a pro, and I will, you know, come back. So I did that. I actually said that in the as a seminar at the seminar as well. So, I promised myself, and also I promised my fans and wonderful supporter, and back in Japan, my family, my children, they are always the cheerleader, for me every time. And I wanted to show them, and this is what you can do if you don't give up. Long as you don't give up, you stay in the game. So one day it will be your time will come. So I just believe that and just challenged again, and I say, okay.
So now, with achieving your pro card, are you hungrier or are you more satisfied and content?
Of course I am hungrier. I mean, I want it to be, it is, I know you always say, compete for yourself.
Right.
Not for the others, compete for yourself. And I am. But because I am the, only Japanese figure pro in the U.S., I feel I have some type of this, I have to represent. And so Japanese, which is, I'm from the north of Japan, and we all say that in the north of Japan that those girls are tough because we, tough weather and everything, and we have a country heart where, we just keep on going. And then so I just want to show to everybody that, the possibility to, once you put hard work, but, just continue to do it, and your dream can come true. And this was one of my dreams, and then so now I can scratch it off. But now my next goal to be, it to accomplish as literally if I would love to be on the Olympia stage as a Japanese figure pro. It took this long. Hey, why not? I would challenge that. I don't know how long it take, but until I can compete no more, I just want to do it. So I am hungry. I am, really look forward to it. My body's still changing. So I think I can make more improvement of my body and then just continue. So
what that's your, do you think competing is more mental or more physical?
I think it is, for me it is more mental because physical part, and then the first you gotta go through with the busy schedule. I train probably 8 to 14 people a day for the Racial One-on-One Fitness, and with that the schedule is busy, but at the same time this competition thing, once it comes, that's an extra things that you have to do. But I over the years I learned how to accept the fact or the steps that you got to take to get to the day of the show. So the physical part is not so much. Yes, I am tired, it's a challenge, but more so mentally, can you continue, with the keep your positive mind and then just continue to train on your 100% every time. The not missing the meals, make sure you prep your meals, no matter how busy you are, you gotta eat. I'm eating every 3 hours. So those things are, to me now, I'm kind of used to it. But at the same time, when you're trying to go to the next level, I think everything gotta be a next level. So I will be more really researching what I can do to change my physique, and organize my time better. Not to be late for my clients. That's the one thing I need to work on. So I am hungry, and like I said, I learned literally myself. This is a journey. Like if you ever compete, or even with the to me training, to trying to get to your goal, it will make you learn what type of person you are, and you find a weakness, and just like a body parts. If you don't have a shoulder, you got to build a shoulder. If you don't have a back, you got to build back. So that the same thing as your personality or your mindset. Where there's a weak your mind, the mindset, and you just try to improve those weak point, mentally. And I think that's how your mind can get stronger and stronger. And I physically and also mentally, I wanted to complete that. I wanted to be way stronger, chie, mind wise, and also the physical wise too. But yeah, it is a challenge, but I love it.
Okay. All right. So, do you have any business ventures that's going on right now that I know when you're competing, it takes a lot of your time. So now your focus is going to other things. Can you let the client, the people that's watching or listening in on a few of the things you got coming up?
Yes. I'm still working on the GNC Japan, and that's another thing. And also, I have my own, the company Figure Prodigy International LLC, which is, I would like the business internationally. So the Hair Rush brand, which is based on Jersey and also the Canada, became a wholesaler. Well, first I was ambassador, and then now I can be able to expand that, to become a wholesaler. I wanted to kind of take that to the Japan as well, and it's the other different supplements in Evo. I love that protein chocolate. It is some, but at this point, more so, I would like to utilize my title 100%. And so, I think a lot of time people forget to brand yourself. And first, I was an amateur for a long time, for 16 years, last 16 years. But I built my brand in my country. So I have my own nickname, I have my own brand in Japan. So now I became IBB Pro, like I put more so, slap the tag on the jar, and you can sell better. So that's more so that is. And I'm supposed to be on the Homewood, which is, that's a Chicago in the south suburbs. It's a wonderful neighborhood and city. And Mayor Homewood, he actually asked me to send him the story. So he said, well, we can give you recognition. So that's another thing. So that the city to my country, I would like to just utilize this title and just, let them know. And this is a promoting time. Why is it promoting? Yes, of course, I wanted to become a famous person. Famous person because how much your word mean to many people once you become famous. Your word has a lot of power. So a lot of time people don't listen. You're just another trainer. But if you become this first, Japanese figure pro, and you can start to talking, and they will listen more. So I think I would like to utilize that, and then more focus on that for right now. So also the business, yes, but I'm also with the clients a ratio 1-to-1. I'm continue to train, and then I would like to do the guest appearances in my country and different city, go around. And also here I did speak at like a woman retreat and things like that. So I would like to expand it to that. Okay. Started doing more of those.
Okay, so if anybody's looking for a great IFBB Pro, beautiful, speaks real well, very knowledgeable in health and fitness, been a trainer for a very long time. If you need a speaker or someone to appear at one of your events, which I know they have a lot of them, get in touch with her at figureprodigy.com, and we'll make that happen. So.
Well, so, now I talk a lot, as
Yes.
you see. I have been talking the whole time. So let's change to Sir-Earl, which is now he created the Figure Pro, and I would like to hear how he think about it. So now it's your turn. Trudy, what you thought the first, I went through the all emotional roller coaster up and down this time. Well, many times in the past.
You go through that every time.
So I just want to, I know that a lot of time people, never probably listen.
I mean, I've been training you for competition. I don't train anybody else, so do not call me or text me or email me talking about, can you train me? I've gotten a lot of that. Every time she competes, I get that. I only trained her, and I'll explain why. I believe that a lot of people who think they want to compete, they don't really understand the work and the sacrifice that goes into it. I've trained and worked with a lot of people since I've been in this business since 1990, and I've trained people with much, much better genetics than her. I've trained people who, have competed at very high levels, but the mentality that it takes to be very, very successful and to follow it up with business is very hard. So therefore, I limited the amount of people that I work with down to one. So going through your ups and downs before a competition, to me is always normal, but I really think you had started getting very used to being at the top of the food chain in the amateur competition, taking second and third, which was easy. You had been there before. So you really just kind of prepared for shows. Even though you would go through the ups and downs, you kind of knew the routine, and you knew you could go there, and you knew you would do well if you looked a certain way. But the goal was, what we set last year, was to go to a different level. And that was before the freaking pandemic hit, and a lot of people are running around blaming that for everything. When in reality, we managed to open up a second business, which is Open Gym, and we've managed to win a competition and go pro. So it doesn't stop you from achieving what you need to achieve. It's an excuse. You can still do it. Actually, it was easier because everybody else thought they weren't going to do it. So what I wanted to do was take that opportunity where you were going through your downs and doubting yourself and everything, and let's finally fix this mentality. Let's get over this hurdle, and let's go ahead and get that pro card. I mean, to be second and third in the world the last 2, 3, 4 years, it's not an accident. You have what it takes to be at the top, and beating a lot of girls that had already turned pro, you knew you were in good company, but I just thought every time that time came, you get that fork in the road, you can go left or you can go right. You would always take that left. And I said, okay, well, this time we're going to take this right. And we're going to get over the mental part that I think is blocking us. So a lot of people can't tolerate the way that I talk. You've been with me a long time, so you know
my God,
I'm a very, very honest person. And I always have this thing. I'd rather...
He doesn't sugarcoat at all. It's just either you like him or you hate him. And that's either one.
My thing is, I'd rather tell you the truth when we have time to change it than the judges to tell you on stage, you take second, you come off, you're down, you deject. And I say, well, I saw that getting ready. I could have told you that mentally you wasn't going to win. Then you're like, well, why the hell didn't you tell me, So I would rather do it in time enough for it to make a difference. And I do believe it made the difference between winning and losing was the mentality, the confidence. I was a judge for a very long time. And to come out on stage with confidence that you're the best one there, it weighs a lot with the judges. And that's one of the reasons why I just don't work with a lot of people. They just don't quite understand what it takes to win. And I don't care what level. I mean, the pro level that's a high elite level. To be one of the best in the world is very, very high. But it was just as hard to win Illinois State. It was just as hard to win, the Wings of Strength. It's like you're going up against all these people that's got the same goal you got. They all want to beat you. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're there by yourself. I mean, they all worked hard. They all dieted. They all want to walk away with a first place victory. I believe that to separate is the one that worked the hardest and the one that mentally is the strongest. And that's what you achieved this year. And that's why I really feel that's what made the difference between second and first, was the confidence and the mental strength that you displayed on stage. So that's my approach as a person that helps. Don't call me a coach. I hate that. Now that we've now it makes me more motivated, because now that we've got over that hurdle, how far can we really go? You know what I mean? I believe, as I've told you, that you can win a pro show and you can walk on stage at the Olympia and you can be very, very competitive with the best girls in the entire world, because you have that experience from competing at the Arnold, and you beat a lot of these girls and you see and you know what they exude. It's hard, don't get me wrong, but I believe you're able to do it. And it's just a matter of mentally just not being intimidated and working your ass off and going in and doing what you got to do. All right, so with that, we're going to end this interview. One of the things we tried to do was do a Facebook Live, which we're probably going to do a lot more of it, but we'll just advertise a little bit more. We kind of did this at the last minute. It was, just really, we've been really busy since we've been back from Pittsburgh. And it was just kind of last minute. We really wanted to do it yesterday, but I promise we'll do the Facebook Live thing again. We'll take questions from the audience, for people that's watching and tuning in. And, we'll have that probably another couple of weeks. I have another podcast I'm going to do next week. And then we'll probably advertise it more where everybody will be ready and with the questions. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So if you have anything you want to say in closing out, then you go right ahead and,
Well, like I said, every competition, thank you so much for the wonderful support, messages on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I mean, you guys have been actually really witnessed my past 10 years of my competitor as an amateur career, and I hope continue to support me, follow me, my journey, and as a pro now. And like I said, I wanted to not have a regret in my life with anything that what I do. So to me, now I accomplished this goal to become a pro, but now I'm back to the start line. So I worked hard, and meantime, if I will continue to help people through what I do, which is through the fitness industry, here in the U.S. and also the internationally, which is other country like Japan or even Korea or other places. Period. So I just hoping that continue to watching my journey. And if you have any question or whatever, and I can answer, I always try to respond to my messages. So you can just send it to me, DM me on Instagram, or Facebook. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everything. And thank you, Earl. It's a lot of hard work that goes into being my coach, but I would, love to want you to continue. Don't say retire. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody.
So until next time, we're out of here. And like I said, we'll do the Facebook Live. I want everybody to tune in and ask whatever questions you want to ask. And, so until next time, this is your man, Sir-Earl, chie figure prodigy to Louis, the newest IFBB pro. And we're out of here. Peace.
Bye.